Hey, before we dive into today's video, if you're someone who's ever felt insecure about your body when it comes to dating, if you've ever stood in front of the mirror wondering if you're enough, then this video is for you. Hit that subscribe button and give this video a like, because we're about to have a real, honest conversation that might just change the way you see yourself. All right, let's talk about something that nobody really wants to admit, but we've all felt. You're getting ready for a date, right? You've changed your outfit maybe 3, 4, 5 times. You're looking in the mirror, and suddenly every single thing you've ever been insecure about just comes flooding back. Your stomach isn't flat enough. Your arms look weird in this shirt. Your thighs touch. Your chest is too small or too big. And then there's that voice in your head asking, what if they see me and they're disappointed? I want you to know something right now. That voice, it's a liar. You know what's wild? There are shows out there now where people literally stand completely vulnerable, completely exposed, and choose partners based on pure physical attraction. And you know what the most fascinating thing about these shows is? It's not what you'd expect. The people who get chosen, the ones who actually form real connections, they're not always the ones with the so-called perfect bodies. They're the ones who stand there with confidence. They're the ones who own who they are. They walk in with their heads held high, not because they have the flattest stomach or the most chiseled abs, but because they've decided that they are enough exactly as they are. And that's the secret that nobody tells you about dating and attraction. Confidence isn't about having a perfect body. Confidence is about accepting the body you have right now, in this moment, and deciding that it's worthy of love and desire. Think about it this way. When you meet someone and you're immediately drawn to them, is it really just about their physical appearance? Sure, maybe that's what catches your eye first. But what makes you want to keep talking to them? What makes you want to see them again? It's the way they carry themselves. It's the way they laugh without covering their mouth. It's the way they own their space. It's the energy they bring into the room. That's what real attraction is built on. But here's where it gets tricky, and I want to be really honest with you about this. We live in a world that has spent billions of dollars convincing us that we're not good enough. Social media shows us filtered, edited, perfect versions of people who don't actually exist in real life. Dating apps make us feel like we're shopping for humans based on a few photos. And the dating world can feel brutal because of it. It can feel like you're constantly being judged, constantly being measured against some impossible standard. And I get it. I really do. When you're putting yourself out there, when you're being vulnerable with someone new, the fear of rejection based on how you look, that fear is real. It cuts deep because society has taught us that our worth is tied to our appearance. But can I tell you something that took me way too long to learn? The right person, the person who's actually worthy of you, they're not going to reject you because your body doesn't look like a magazine cover. And if they do, they just saved you months or years of being with someone who was never going to truly see you anyway. Let me tell you what body confidence in dating actually looks like. It's not about looking in the mirror and thinking you're perfect. It's about looking in the mirror and saying, this is me, this is my body, and it's done so much for me. It's carried me through hard times. It's allowed me to experience pleasure and joy and life. And anyone who gets to be close to this body, they're lucky. Body confidence is going on that date and not spending the entire time worried about what angle they're seeing you from or whether you should order a salad to seem more attractive. It's ordering what you actually want to eat and enjoying it. It's laughing loudly when something's funny instead of that quiet, controlled laugh we do when we're trying to be dainty and perfect. And here's something really important that we need to talk about. Your body is going to change throughout your life. If you wait until you have the perfect body to start dating, to start putting yourself out there, to start believing you deserve love, you're going to be waiting forever. Because guess what? Even when you lose that weight, or gain that muscle, or fix that thing you don't like, there will be something else. There's always something else when you're looking for reasons to believe you're not enough. The truth is, people are out there right now with bodies just like yours, with insecurities just like yours, and they're dating. They're finding love. They're having incredible connections. Not because they magically became perfect, but because they decided to stop waiting and start living. I want to talk about vulnerability for a second, because this is where it all comes together. When you show up to date someone and you're hiding behind baggy clothes, or sucking in your stomach the whole time, or constantly apologizing for how you look, you're not actually being vulnerable. You're being protected. You're putting up walls. Real vulnerability is showing up as you are and trusting that you are worthy of being loved exactly like this. And yes, it's scary. It's terrifying, actually. Because what if you show up as your authentic self and they reject you? But here's what I've learned. That rejection, it hurts so much less than the slow, painful realization that someone only likes the version of you that you're exhausted from pretending to be. Think about the relationships and connections that have meant the most to you in your life. Were they with people who only liked you when you looked a certain way? Or were they with people who saw all of you, the messy parts, the insecure parts, the real parts, and chose you anyway? That's what we're all actually looking for. Not someone who thinks we're physically perfect, but someone who sees us completely and decides that we're worth it. Now, I'm not saying that physical attraction doesn't matter. It does. But physical attraction is so much more complex than we give it credit for. Someone can be conventionally gorgeous, and you feel nothing. And then someone else walks in the room, and maybe they don't fit any traditional beauty standard, but there's something about them that just draws you in. That's because attraction is about so much more than individual body parts and measurements. Here's what I want you to start doing, and I know this sounds simple, but it's powerful. Start talking to your body differently. Stop pointing out every flaw when you look in the mirror. Start acknowledging what your body does for you. Thank your legs for carrying you through your day. Appreciate your arms for allowing you to hug the people you love. Look at your stomach, wherever it is, whatever it looks like, and recognize that it's not your enemy. And when you're dating, when you're putting yourself out there, I want you to shift your focus. Instead of walking into every interaction, wondering if they'll find you attractive, start asking yourself if you find them attractive. Not just physically, but do they make you feel good? Do they respect you? Are they kind? Do they match your energy? Because here's the thing, you're not just a body waiting to be chosen. You're a whole person with thoughts and dreams and a personality and a life, and you get to choose too. The people who are really secure in themselves, the ones who have that magnetic confidence we all admire, they're not confident because they look perfect. They're confident because they've stopped arguing with reality. They've stopped fighting against their own body. They've made peace with themselves. And that peace, that's what people find attractive. That's what draws others in. I want to be clear about something, though. Body confidence doesn't mean you can't want to change things about yourself. If you want to work out because it makes you feel strong, do it. If you want to dress in a way that makes you feel amazing, do it. The difference is in the why. Are you doing it because you hate yourself and think you need to be fixed? Or are you doing it from a place of love and care for yourself? That intention matters. You deserve to date without shame. You deserve to be intimate without keeping the lights off. You deserve to be seen and celebrated exactly as you are right now. Not 20 pounds from now. Not after you fix this or change that. Right now, today, in this body. And for anyone who's been hurt before, anyone who's had someone make them feel like their body wasn't good enough, I need you to hear this. That person's inability to appreciate you says absolutely nothing about your worth. Some people are so disconnected from what real beauty and real intimacy look like that they miss incredible people right in front of them. That's their loss. That's their limitation, not yours. The dating world needs more people who are brave enough to show up authentically. It needs people who aren't trying to be perfect, but are trying to be real. Because when you give yourself permission to be real, you give other people permission to do the same. And that's when real connections happen. That's when you find someone who doesn't just like what you look like, but loves who you are. So here's what I want you to take away from this. Your body is not a barrier to love. It never has been. The only barrier is the belief that you need to be different than you are to be worthy. You are worthy now. You are enough now. And the right person is going to see that. Stand in front of that mirror and stop seeing a list of flaws. Start seeing a person who's been through things, who's survived things, who's still here trying and growing and living. That person deserves love. That person deserves to be desired. That person is you. Go on that date with your head held high. Wear what makes you feel good. Eat what you want to eat. Laugh how you want to laugh. Take up space. Be present. Be yourself. Because the most attractive thing you can possibly be is someone who's completely comfortable in their own skin. And you can start practicing that right now. You don't need to wait until you're perfect. You don't need to wait until you feel ready. Just start. Start being kinder to yourself. Start challenging those negative thoughts. Start showing up as you are. And watch how your entire experience of dating and relationships begins to shift. You've got this. You're more than enough. And anybody who's going to be lucky enough to be with you, they're going to see that too. If this video resonated with you, do me a favor and hit that like button. Drop a comment below and tell me one thing you appreciate about your body today. Let's start shifting this narrative together. And subscribe, because we're going to keep having these real conversations about love, dating, relationships, and learning to be confident in who we are. I'll see you in the next one.